Hey guys, first of all, I want to say happy 4th of July. I'm trying to keep my word. It's been a busy, hectic day. I'm trying to keep my word. Like I said, it's a hectic day. You see, I'm jangling some keys. I have been so busy taking care of family, taking care of other people's business stimulus, which I filed for them successfully to get that coin. That's part of what I do with my business networking group. WATW Networking and Entrepreneurs Group, which I created before October of 2019. And little did I know, God had me creating that because this virus was going to take place and there would be no one connected with small business. Now, I am waiting for a text from Allstate. These keys represent the 2007 BMW that my son has gotten. And my son is 21 years old. He is this year he'll be a junior in college at A&M University in Huntsville, Alabama. And his car got wrecked January 17th, May 17th. It's been over a month, May or June. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we went through the tussle of the general insurance not really wanting to take ownership of the claim. And at the same time that they agreed to take ownership, excuse me, because I'm looking for something I dropped. But at the same time, they agreed to take ownership of it. It took a while for them to do things, but I'm the kind of person, the car was in the impound lot and they wanted to release it from the impound lot so they could get paid. But he was like 10 days without a vehicle to drive. And I told them that as soon as they give him a rental car, then they can get the car out the impound lot. So that made things move a little bit more faster. And so now here it is, 30 plus days. I don't recommend that insurance company that I named, but I use Allstate and they're awesome. So I've been online trying to get Allstate on the phone, and everybody's so busy, and with everybody closing down for the 4th of July, I will refuse to get my son on in the car while he's at work. I said I'm going to get his car washed and cleaned up. Didn't get that done because where I normally take it for detailing, take my Mercedes-Benz for detailing, they were not there, but they will be back. And so I'm trying to wait on that. But in the meantime, I remember my 7 o'clock commitment to you guys. I wanted to talk to you. I took some notes on Angela Stanton and the Breakfast Club. Mine. She handled them. I said, never underestimate the power of an educated Black woman. And that's, boom, me and Angela Stanton. We give you kudos. And rumor report, we put the Breakfast Club on the rumor report. And the rumor is that they could not handle Angela Stanton, the educated Black woman. Shh, I'm not biased. I remember Angela Stanton, but as I was watching her on the interview, she was dressed very professionally. Let's start from there. Her hair was really neat. She was handling the issues of pro-life, her belief system behind it. She was handling the issues that they were throwing at her about Donald Trump. And I want to get it in order. I don't want to move too fast, but the Black woman was handling it. I didn't know who she was. All I knew is that she was handling her business. So I listened to the interview and I took notes, guys. And I still haven't found my Michael Kors glasses, but these little glasses are going to have to do for today. But before I get all involved with this, gosh, I just want you to know I'm going to do a side screen. And that side screen is going to pull up some notes that I took because I want to do a very, very thorough interview for you. So here we go. You can hear my voice, but you may not be able to see my face because I see just the white screen. I am going to pull up, let's see. No, that's not it. I'm going to pull up the file. with her, the notes that I took. How about that? And yeah, I think the camera can still see me. So while I'm pulling up this file, I'm going to talk to you guys. And let me, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes, guys. Hold on. I'm going to put it on the side screen if I can. And we're going to get into this dialogue. While it's pulling up, hold on. Hold that for one moment. Hold your thought. There's my water. Gosh, guys. It's been a long day. I got my brand new comforter in here. And I'm going to show you. Hold on. Let me get you on the side screen real quick. There we go. And then we'll click on this. I learned how to do this, guys. I'm so proud of myself. And we'll click on that. We'll move this over here. And we're going to, where's my live, guys? Gosh, what happened? Oh my God, something happened. YouTube, where's my live? Where's my live? Do I have to turn it back on again? No, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. No, that's not it. That's not it. Let me just make it smaller. Here it is. Oh, the devil is a lie. I almost didn't have my live, guys. Okay, here I am. God, you know what? The devil sure know how to try to shut a door. But I talked earlier today about how God knows how to open a door that man shut or the devil shuts. Okay? So I have to pull up a separate screen, and I'm trying to learn how to do this for real, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me here. Here we go. And I'm going to put this on a big screen and put the other one on a small screen. I think I'm getting it, y'all. On that. No, I'm still not getting it right. Golly. Big screen. Man, if I could figure this out. Listen. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on, I might have to flip back and forth with you guys. Hold on a minute. I'm getting frustrated. I ain't getting frustrated. I don't get frustrated. I don't like drama. But what I'm going to do is I am going to open up these comments that I have. And then we'll talk about one by one. If I got to flip over, turn over, whatever the case may be, I'm going to open up these comments on Angela Stanton that I had wrote down so that I would not forget. Okay, the Breakfast Club and Angela Stanton. Whoa, 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 whoa. I took some good notes, y'all. I'm so proud of myself. Golly, I'm proud of me. Let's start from the bottom. And we're here. You know, Angela Stanton was in Bottoms Up, right? And let's see now. We'll put this one on a small screen. Angela Stanton was in Bottoms Up. And here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Come on now. Show it. Show it. There it goes. There it goes. Angela Stanton was in Bottoms Up. This is one of the comments I said about Angela Stanton. Now, Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee. Now, the two Angelas was going back and forth with each other. And I don't know if you can see me, but I say, you go, Angela Stanton. You have little A Angela's face red on this issue. She is not hearing your stance on the issue, on the Democratic Party and their abortions. At that point, they were talking about the pro-life agenda. Thank you. That's my 1 point. I'm going to pull the screen in so I can see myself. That is my 1 point. Angela Stanton started off, and they started off with pro-life agenda. Angela Stanton was handling her business. You know, she had her gloves on. Angela Yee was in the corner. She had them little bitty punches. Angela Stanton was like, boom, 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 boom. You know, I was athletic. When I was growing up, I was a tomboy. That's why I'm just kind of tough. So anyway, Angela Stanton was on her pro-life agenda, and she was handling it. She was saying that she supports children. Why should children, and I have to agree with her, Why should children have to deal with sexuality at the age of 3 and 5 and so on and so forth? They had in the school, she mentioned Ellen DeGeneres, and she put down that she was a lesbian. And a 5-year-old that's learned how to read had said, and if I misquoted the age of this young lady, it was a 5-year-old that saw in the book, and she went to her mom and said, "What is a lesbian?" And Angela Stanton said, young girls and children should not have to be answering questions about sexuality at 5 years old. That makes our jobs harder, and it is definitely a problem with me. So I'm listening to Angela Stanton just handle that issue. And Angela Yee was red. I mean, her face stayed red the whole time. Like there was some type of spirit in her that was angry. Wonder what kind of spirit that was. Angela Yee, is you kind of, do you like men, women, or both? I mean, there's nothing wrong with your preference. You're grown. And so Angela Stanton made that point too. She said, it is okay for grown people to have a preference on their sexuality, but a child, it is not okay for other people to put in front of our children. She said she took her daughter to the doctor, and the doctor asked, and a lot of you, I'm going to get some comments about this. What sexuality do you refer yourself to? What kind of hell question is that? I probably would have went to the doctor like, oh no, bruh, bam. And so that's something to think about. So she handled that. DJ Envy, he was trying to be on the fence, but he kind of leaned over to the left a little bit. Let me get up here. Hold on. Okay. He was trying to stay like professional, but she was handling them so well that he kind of lost his cool, but he didn't get a red face. I applaud you, DJ Envy. You get 2 points for not getting a red face. Angela, you had a red face the whole interview. I was embarrassed for you, actually. I was. And I was disappointed because you were just trying to find things to attack her with instead of seeing the relevance in her answers. And when her answers were relevant, you would come at something else to attack her with. So that's the problem I have with the Breakfast Club. You guys can't stay neutral in your interviews. And when somebody gives you a relevant answer, you don't applaud them. You try to attack them or twist and make it seem like they said something stupid or crazy or laughable. Charlamagne, you did that at the end with her, and I'm going to get to you, Charlamagne. I'm saving you for last because I did give you probably 4 points. DJ Envy 2, Angela Yee, rumor report. You didn't do very good, honey. You didn't do very good. You make me wonder if you professionally know how to interview people. Now, I've seen you interview people. I think my opinion on you guys on the Breakfast Club is you guys need to stick to celebrities and rappers, artists, musicians. Don't deal with politics at all. You're not very non-biased. It's okay to have your political view and still be non-biased. What I say by non-biased is when someone answers your question, you don't take your bias and flip the question, tip the question, slide the question. You answer. Tip the question, tip the answer, slip the answer, slide the answer, but you accept that this person has answered professionally what they feel. One of the points Angela Stanton wanted to make sure that they knew is that these are her feelings, her stance, her opinions. And I want to tell you that I did not remember when I used to watch Real Lives of Housewives of Atlanta. Angela Stanton was the one that got a felony for conspiracy with the stolen cars and things like that. But I didn't remember her. I just woke up, and this is what I mean by God using me on different issues. I woke up with my laptop on the Breakfast Club. It was maybe 5 or 6, and the interview had just started. So I listened to it. The interview actually, guys, made me cry because the anointing of God was all over my back. That's how I know I have to open my mouth like a trumpet and speak what thus said the Lord. Man, I was in tears. And I said, and it wasn't because of her testimony of going to prison. You know, I hear those testimonies all the time of women that I know that are friends of mine that have done time in prison. I've been to jail myself a few times. So I've never done a long stint or anything like that. But I have heard testimony of women in prison. So it's like a dime a dozen to me. It didn't make me feel like crying. But what made me feel like crying was the presence of God on that interview. And I said, oh, God, do I need to do this interview now? And he said, no, because I had so much to do. He said, set it for 7:00. You know, 7 is God's perfect number. And so when 7 started rolling around, I still have not put my son's, his car, he paid $4,500 for a 2007 BMW. He has his mama's taste. Now, my other children, they get like Mustangs or Nissan Altimas, you know, or whatever their taste is. But, you know, he's got that taste like his mama. Anyway, that was for free. That was a commercial. So I have stopped my time because I had a commitment to you guys to do this live by 7:00. The Breakfast Club versus Angela Yee. And in the live, I said a detailed description of what I would talk about at 7. And this was early in the morning that I put that reminder on that you guys, I was going to be on here live at 7. Now, I don't have the screen flipping with comments right now. I'm not live streaming. I'm doing a live webcam. So right now, I am Central Time and it's going on. Give me a little water, y'all. Hold on, because I'm excited about this. Woo, love that water. So now I hope this camera shows me, right? I am going to show you my next note that I took. So to end that first note I took, she was talking about her pro-life and how she wanted to stand for her own children. Now, she says she has nothing against the LGBT community. She said, but it is not fair. The next note I'm going to get to is New York. It is not fair for us to not be able to stand again for our issues. And she said LGBT community feels that we should stand for our issues. They're not negating our issues as heterosexual, 100% heterosexuals. They're not negating that. And they're not saying that they should be able to walk all over us just to have this in schools. They're saying that they don't have a problem with us standing and believing what we believe. But it is people that don't have those sexual preferences that are pushing their agenda more than the LGBT community. They're pushing their agenda for them as if they need the help or asking for the help. They just want to be who they want to be on their own. What Angela Stanton is standing on is that she wants sexual preference to stay out of schools until children are of age to talk about all those different types of things. And we should not, as parents, have to deal with that. I have grandchildren that I talk to them and tell them what I believe. And that's what I do. I instill that. So she said that we should never confirm or tell a child their identity is something else. She said that would be a lie to that child, and we should not be doing that. Now, here's a big bomb dropper. You guys, I did not know that in New York, they passed a law, a bill, that individuals that are 12, 13, whatever age can get their birth certificate gender changed. It is a law in New York City. Gosh, I didn't know that. Do you know what that meant? She said that means that our children that are growing up may meet this person and never know if they started out male or female. And 2 things can happen. 3 things I'm going to add, but she talked about 2. 1, our children can accidentally marry somebody with a birth certificate that used to be a male that looks female. And that is true. Wow. Think about that for a minute. That's like a lie. That's like putting a lie right in our face. They should have with that law that individuals are able to research documentation on each birth certificate to see if their gender has been changed, to negate that. Number 2, She said in New York, with this bill being passed, that individuals with a birth certificate that are born girls can be boys, or born boys can be girls, and they can change that on their birth certificates, or their parents can change it for them, whatever the case may be. It is a bill, and some of your children are going to be running into these people in life. And the second problem is, what if you have a son that wants children and he marries a man and doesn't know it and has children? Those are the 2 points that she made on the pro-life agenda. That would be horrible. That would be wrong. And that person doesn't have to reveal that they had their birth certificate changed. Now, I'm going to add something else to it. Number 3, murders will be up when a man finds out that who he married is really a man that looks like a woman, and you will have murders. You have people murdering people, because that is something that some men or women will not be able to accept that they did. I actually slept with a man, married a man, and it is not a woman like I thought it was. That's what a man would think in his mind if he finds out that he married somebody that was not of that gender. So I see Chris. Hey, Chris, I'm glad you're on. Thank you so much. Yes, this world is twisted. And she says, this is why the spirit of discernment is very much needed. Let me go to my other point. Like I said, I'm working with the screen, guys. So I have taken notes to make this live just very educational. And I'm going to believe that this light can see me as I scroll down my little notes right here. Here's my next note I took. Angela Stanton. Okay. Go, Angela. Ask them. She asked them, why are we confusing children? How dare the doctor ask, what gender does my child identify with? Wow. I am so glad that I watched this Breakfast Club interview, and every time she spoke, she had all of them and all on the fence, like, we don't know what to ask her. We don't know what to say, but we're going to just throw jabs at her anyway. It was ridiculous. That is why I put on there, Malcolm X quote says, never underestimate the power of a hustler, something like that, of a black, of a hustler, or a black man that is a hustler. I don't know. But I changed it and gave it a little spin off. And I said, there's nothing more powerful than an educated black woman. And I say that over and over again. Okay, here we go. Here's my next note. The Breakfast Club let her talk and speak about her platform. Her platform is she is running the Senate race to be on the seat and take over the 80-year-old who has pancreatic cancer that has been on that seat for over 33, I don't know if it's 33 years, but he's been in Congress or a representative of Congress for 33 years in Georgia. And I applaud her for doing that. My first time voting, I voted for McCain. And I'm not going to lie. I did this because of my pro-life views. Point blank, period. I didn't look at any other agenda. I didn't look at any of the things that were on McCain or Obama. I voted because I believe in pro-life. I never sided with any party. So I say, let her speak. I disagree with your one-sided views, Breakfast Club. Now, that's what I want to talk about. This woman was handling your one-sided attack. She is an educated black woman. So let me get this down now. Breakfast Club, I think you should stick with celebrity news and gossip. I don't think you can handle political news, but I understand you're not going to change that. I also got a live on my channel where you handle Fauci like a baby in swaddling clothes. You did not push him like you did Angela Yee. You did not push him with those questions. You guys are so one-sided. You are not fair to me when you're interviewing people. Now, one of the reasons why you're probably not fair with Angela Stanton, because you know more of her history. When I listened to this interview, I can tell you honestly, I didn't know who she was until after the interview. After I felt the anointing of God, after tears were in my eyes, after the interview, I looked up and I got on my phone and said, who is Angela Stanton? Found out she was the woman that they were talking about on Real Housewives of Atlanta. that said Phaedra Parks was not being truthful, and she was part of a ring with her and her husband, and she did 2 years. Donald Trump pardoned her. She had her baby in jail with handcuffs tied to the bed. Donald Trump made a law that women do not have to have their babies while they're handcuffed to a bed anymore. I'm not taking sides. I'm just letting you know what she informed us about. And hey, Chris, they are pushing the agenda. Oh, girl, yes, I said that. I said I'm going to get to that point when I get to the end. Charlemagne the God helped me to nip that point in the bud. I was like, they still rocking with the agenda. So she was pardoned by Donald Trump. She was the one a part of that ring, and she had a conspiracy felony, and now she's running for office. Man, is that a story? And I'm going to tell you right now, I am an evangelist and a prophetess. She is going to win that seat. And I'm going to tell you why she's going to win that seat, how I know she's going to win that seat. Because God woke me up at that appointed time to see that live interview, and the chills of God, which I never doubt the chills of God all over me, when God comes on me and says, this is what I want you to talk about or do or know, that this is my child. And I don't know all of her history, but after that, I started looking at bottoms up a little bit just to get a little more information. But here, let me get to my points real quick, because I got a lot to do today. And I just wanted to make sure I kept my word. And I am so glad that you're on here, Chris, and you are so right. I agree with you. The Breakfast Club is a part of the agenda. And I don't want to talk about Fauci and him being mixed up with Bill Gates and the Wuhan clinic in China and all that. And now they're right there, sitting there, promoting this vaccine and getting money behind it. It's just like when President Bush and them did all that stuff over in Iran and Iraq to get money for their family to do big business in those countries. And they created a war that did not have to be what it was. But let's go back to my notes, okay? Here we go. Going back to these notes. Girl, I hate these glasses. I'm telling you, these little dollar glasses. I got to get my glasses. Anyway, if you look on my channel when I discuss and talk about this show, remember to know what is happening when people are supporting the agenda. That's a note I took, Chris. And I noticed that when Breakfast Club, this is to you, when you had Fauci's conversation on you just need to subscribe, Breakfast Club, or at least view when I discussed you guys a couple of times. And Angela Stanton, I have always said that Obama did what the agenda wanted, but it may not have been by choice. It may have been by force. And so some of the things that he wanted to get passed, like the Obamacare Act, they allowed him to get that, but he had to open up the floodgates to put in the pro-choice marriage acts that he put in. But in order to get some things passed, I believe, this is my belief, that he was put on that, put in a place where he had to make a decision. And I believe that he may have made the wrong decision to side with the wrong people. That is my belief. Now, do you know that with Angela was talking about all the jobs that are being created, right? She's talking about all the jobs that are being created with the individuals that were released. That's the CARES Act, number one, CARES Act that Donald Trump put in place, released hundreds of convicts that were in jail with sentences on the strike one, strike two, strike three thing, and you got life sentences. His first act was to put in place to release those individuals from prison, and they even attacked that. I'm saying, if you can really tell when somebody has an agenda, when you say, when you they have valid points, but the three of them are sitting there like they're fighting for their paycheck or fighting for their life, or they know they can't go home, or if they don't stand up for the agenda. And then they probably got one that they say can look like that you're kind of not all the way with it, and then you got one that's going to go all in, and then you got Charlemagne the God. He's the one that's supposed to make them look legitimate. And I like Charlemagne because I believe that Charlemagne the God can be ministered to, where he stands as a force that God will bless him to have his own show aside from those three, and he'll stand on truth and the points that he believes that God is giving him. That's just what God gave me to say. But anyway, Chris, I'm back to you, Chris, and I'm so glad you're on here. You said the Most High God always uses the humble, and yes, Obama did, and yes, he did. We actually know, we agree on that, honey. But Angela Stanton, oh my gosh, I've lost her thing again. I'm gonna pull it up. Angela Stanton also made. I got these notes, guys. They are awesome. Hold on. Here we go. Angela Stanton notes. I'm pulling on my computer. I did learn how to do the like side by side screen, but I don't know what I did that I can't pull it up like I had learned how to do. So guys, bear with me. So anyway, here we go. Let me pull this reset up. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. And here we go with Angela Stanton. Angela Stanton. Come on. I'm so glad that you're on here, Chris. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to read this or look at this, and they're going to start looking at the Breakfast Club a little bit differently. I want you to know that right now we have to look at life as it is, and we have to stand for our beliefs. And if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. And Angela Stanton is promoting that Democratic people stop blindly being Democratic and start looking at not what these people say, but what they do. What are these people doing behind closed doors? What are they agreeing with that is against your beliefs? What's really going on, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we are more educated on issues on the opposite side and the Democratic side or the Republican side. So here goes my notes, guys. I got some notes, honey. I got some notes. Okay, here we go. I got 3 more notes to talk about. 1, 2, let me go up some. I'm going up some. Man, I just want to say real quick, Angela Yee was so fiery hot, man. I ain't never seen her out of her element. I've never seen her like that as I've watched The Breakfast Club. I used to watch it quite often, but when I saw them leaning to the left and not leaning to the right, and the left or staying neutral, I believe that on a show like that, you try to be as neutral as possible, but you can offer your views. And when someone gives a viewpoint that is credible and better than yours, just because you feel like you better say a certain politically correct thing or you'll be blackballed or washed out of the way, guess what? You got to stand for what you believe. You got to trust that God has got your back, and you got to speak what God gives you to speak or what your convictions. Let's take God out of it, and let's just put your convictions. You just don't roll over and play dead. Okay, here's the next one, guys. Okay, real quick. I wanted to talk about how when there is destruction, like the Wendy's being shut down and the burnt down. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I lived there in Minneapolis 9+ years. So I'm from Minneapolis as well. I'm from up north. I'm from Michigan as well. I lived in those 3 places 9 years apiece, born and raised in Chicago. I go to a church here, and I talk to the pastor that is under our bishop, and I won't mention his name, but the pastor that I allowed to be a mentor to me, he said this in our Bible study class. He said, do you know what the Japanese say when they see destruction and failed things and business and destruction all over the place? Instead of talking about the problem, what they do is they have a Japanese word that they use, and I might get it twisted. It might be Chinese. So if I'm wrong on that, just don't charge it to my head and not my heart. But they use a Japanese word, and they say opportunity. Opportunity. So every bad thing that happens gives us an opportunity to progress and make things better. So if something is torn down and it looks like it's wasted away, Japanese automatically look at it as a financial resource of opportunity. So we need to be like those Japanese and say opportunity, because all of these things open windows and doors of opportunity. So whatever looks bad, God takes the bad and makes it work out for our good. So what do we call the bad? Let's call the bad, like the Japanese say, opportunity. Okay, now let me look at this note. Right now I can't see any notes on the screen. I'm looking directly at my notes. I hope you can see me from the webcam. But I want to say this, and this is a question I have. When I was watching that interview, I asked this question on my note. Is anyone on the Breakfast Club going to support this Black woman running for office? Truth. Even if you don't vote for her, are you going to support her as an African American or Black American for speaking truth? Are you going to sit there like you did and just find ways to find holes to tear her down or to come against her as if you were on a three-way screen with political analysts, and these analysts, one was on the right, one's on the left, one's Republican, one's Democrat. Instead, all three of y'all were like against her, and she was like a soldier all by herself. And I want to call you Angela Stanton, a Marine beret, a Green Beret. I want to call you a Green Beret. You took your Green Beret status and you dealt with three of individuals that were trying to fight to come against you and to take you down. You slipped up in there while they were asleep, took a knife, cut this, did this with their tent, got the goods, whatever you needed to do, and you went left with the victory. I want to say that to you. So I'm saying to you, Breakfast Club, donkey of the day, like you do Charlemagne the God, y'all are shameful standing against her like you did. Wow, you were almost, I even believe that Roland was better than you guys. When I watched Roland's interview with Angela Stanton after that, at least he pointed out specifics. You guys were throwing anything. You might as well have said, when she said this, Angela, you might as well have said, let me throw the kitchen sink at her and see if that works. Oh, I see this smushed ice cream cone. Let me throw that at her too. So y'all are shameful. Donkeys of the day. Y'all are shameful standing against her like you did. Wow, you guys are confirming some things that I have thought. And those things that I've thought in my mind is that somebody has you kind of gagged, ordered. I don't know what they have on you, but you had to stand the way you did. And so I understand if they put your kids up and sent you a picture of your kids and said, before this interview goes down, you're going to have to do this. I've got a picture of your kids. I know where you live. I understand. I can give that to you if you're doing that, because I will protect my kids by any means necessary. But I don't know what the situation is, but please, I'm saying, Breakfast Club, donkeys of the day, go back and start interviewing and stick to interviewing artists. I will say thank you to Charlemagne for asking what are her plans and trying to be somewhat less biased as a collective. But I want to say, DJ Envy, you were pretty silent during the interview. You were going boom, 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 boom with crap. You were going, take that with crap. And your face was red. You know how white people's face gets red when they get frustrated and angry. The whole interview, guys, watch that interview. One thing I can say, Breakfast Club, is that my channel may have given you the opportunity to have a whole lot of likes and a whole lot of likes on doing the interview, but not a whole lot of likes on what you said. But it will run your numbers up possibly so that You would get a whole bunch of notoriety that you did the Angela Stanton interview. But you get a flat out F for failure. Y'all failed. Y'all failed miserably. So let me say this really quickly. Breakfast Club, you guys are donkeys today. Lord have mercy. Cloud. They say, Cloud, have mercy. Man, I feel like just reaching through the screen and praying for you guys, because you're going to have to come back from this one, because I'm not just going to do one. I'm going to do two with this. And I'm going to do my best to try to find Angela Stanton. If anybody sees this and you know Angela Stanton personally, give her my number. I got a seed. I promise you, if I meet with her in person, I will sow a $2,000 seed just to show her, man, I'm bossing up with you in the finances. I can't roll with you because I ain't in Georgia. I'm too far away. But I will put a $2,000 seed in her hand from my own finances that I have put up. And I don't have a whole lot. But from what I've been making and doing this during this COVID, for the business, for the church, I sow it into the church to try to build the church up, because the work that I'm doing is for the church. And so of those seeds, I will sow that into you, not for the political part, but I'm going to sow it into you just for coming from the bottom. Now you're here. Angela Stanton came from the bottom. Now she's here. Come on, girl. I got some stuff I want to say to you guys. I'm not done. Okay, check this out. Oh, Lord have mercy. I got to flip this screen again. It's just getting better and better. Just want to tie that part up. Y'all did horribly. Shame on you. You guys are, is that how donkey sounds? Angela Yee. Angela Yee. As she said to Angela Yee, she said, do you want to pull up the video where Trump supported white supremacists? Angela Yee asked her a question. Why does Donald Trump not speak against those white supremacists that support him? She said, he has, and he did. Angela came back and clapped back and said, yes, he has. Now, I'm not promoting Trump, but I'm saying she had her facts together. She had her stuff together. Man, she had stuff straight. Now, that might not be just to her credit. I'm sure the Republican Party has probably vetted her and vetted her and vetted her. But it takes the way she was answering these questions. Man, it takes an educated woman and somebody that's got a history of being real smooth and slick and maneuvering, that has turned that around for the glory, and now is able to take those questions and go like tennis racket. Man, I've been athletic. I know about all that. But anyway, Angela Stanton, you swamped that ball. And Angela said, when she got that answer. And your answer was, do you want me to pull the video up where he denounced white supremacists? Trump cannot help who's following him. He can't tell who's following him to stop following him. And any Christian knows that it doesn't matter if you got a Judas in the camp. You can't even get rid of the Judas. If they're following you, that Judas is your step stool. The Bible says your enemies will be your footstool. God says, sit around and wait till I make your enemies your footstool. So I'm here to tell you that you need your enemies for the next level. Come on, somebody. You didn't hear that. You need your enemies for the next level. This is a sidebar. This is just for free. I'm giving you this. I preached this in a message last year called 2020 is the year of the woman. Get on my channel and watch that video. It talks about how God is elevating women in 2020. I prophesied that and I preached it, and I talked about the word of God from Genesis, how God had made woman and man equal. And he said, male and female created he them. And he told them to subdue and take dominion over all the fish of the sea and the fowl of the air, over the noisome pestilence, over every creeping thing, every creature. And he told them to do it. They were side by side before the curse came. When Eve ate the apple and Adam ate it with her, that's when the curse came. And that's when God made man the head of the woman, and Eve, he made her to have pain in childbirth, and he made her to have these complications in her hormones that made her a little different and a little more difficult, had to go through things a little more emotionally than normal. And he made the man as a curse to have to toil the field and work hard to get a dime. And so I'm here to tell you that God has done away with that curse. So you don't have to stay in that curse, because he came to redeem us from the curse of the law or any curses. But if you choose to still think that you're underneath and beneath a man, then you're still operating in the mentality of a curse, and to think that women are just there to find a man to take care of them while they have babies. Not so. That's not what God intended. But you're going to have to look at that video to get that one. I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up. Now, hey, I'm going to look at this comment really quickly. Hee haw. Chris Nelson. It was the woman who stayed with the Messiah when he died and reappeared. God used the seed of the woman to bruise the heel of the serpent. And that is the word of God. Let me tell you, it was a woman that first saw Jesus. It was a woman that was with Jesus from the beginning and the middle to the end. The man, Peter, left and he denied him. And other disciples went off. But that woman was there at the cross. She was there at the beginning, and she was there at the end. She was the first to get the news because she was on point all the time. And that woman was sent by Jesus and said, go get Peter. So Peter was a bad boy, and I really reflect with Peter. But I want to say this, and I want to wrap this thing up, guys. I'm going to get on the next note. I'm excited. I really didn't want to get on here and do this at 7 because my time got caught up because I've been busy with my son. The last thing that Charlemagne said to her was, wait, let me say this. I just read a note. She said to Angela Yee and Charlemagne and DJ Envy, we need to stop paying attention to what people are doing. Damn, what we need to start paying attention to what people are doing. She said, damn what they're saying. I said, whoa, I know that's right. Damn what people say. Start paying attention to what they are doing. At the end of the interview with the Breakfast Club, and I've been on here almost an hour, at the end of the interview, Charlemagne the God made this statement. And I think it was an agenda statement to make sure, hey, agenda people, I'm still with y'all. Don't hurt me. But he made the statement. Well, when they're wrapping it up, he said, well, Angela Stanton, I can say I disagree with 95% of what you were saying. So that was a comment he made, and it makes me think he made it because he wanted to make sure that the audience of the agenda saw that he was still on the team. I'm going to take a drink to that. No, I think I'll pour some out of it because that's more like death. So do I need to pour out? Well, anyway, I need to take a drink, guys. I've been going for 48 minutes trying to pack all this stuff in there. Hold on. Woo! Today, I've gotten a brand new mattress. And today, this is how it looks, guys. This is all my pillows. I love pillows. So I got a million pillows. But this is how it ended up being. My bed is a mess because I have all my work on my bed already. But this is how it ended up. This came in my package. I already had this. I had these pillowcases that I bought separately. I sent my 2 pillows back there. and my pillow shams. And then here's my blanket that I showed you guys on my live yesterday. I know it's just a quick peek, but I just wanted to tell y'all that yesterday I was giving myself some self time and woke up at 6, 7 this morning, and there was the Breakfast Club on my computer screen. Wow. Thanks, Chris. He will use a woman in these last hours. And I have 9 pillars. Oh my God, we're just alike in that instance. I want to get back to Charlemagne's comment. He said he agreed with 90. He disagreed with 5%. No, 95%. He disagreed with everything she said. They have, the scripture said that, you're not really taken seriously from people of your own in Jerusalem. So Jesus had to leave Jerusalem where everybody grew up with him and go elsewhere because he was not honored in Jerusalem. So in Georgia, don't feel bad, Angela, that you were not honored on the Breakfast Club. Girl, you handled them. You handled them and you served their heads on a platter. Now, it could have been a regular interview, and I'm not saying these things to try to make it seem like y'all were there to do a sparring match. It was supposed to be an interview. I apologize. I am thoroughly ashamed at how you were treated, and your comments and your questions had the weight of validity of at least 98%. You were almost infallible in your validity. I'm not saying every sentence, every T, but the validity of your beliefs and how you answered your beliefs and how you answered the questions that were asked of you and the points that you made to support your beliefs, and everything that you did was A1. Man, I give you an A. Man, I give you an A, Angela. And if I was in Georgia, and even though I'm not in Georgia, I'm still going to find you. And you and I are going to sit down and we're going to have lunch. And I'm going to sow a seed into you, my girl. And it is a seed for your family. It's not for the Democratic or the Republican or any of that. It's not for your campaign. But you let me find you. You let someone get me some information. I will drive or I'll fly to Atlanta. It is not that far. I will fly up there just to shake your hand in person, girl, because you handled your business. You did the doggone thing. Yeah, I'm a little street. I'm a little ghetto sometimes, whatever you want to call it, but I am his evangelist. And I'm going to sign off. And I'm going to look at this. I'm going to drop the mic. So you guys make your comments, because I'm going to have a part 2 of this. Make your comments on whatever you want me to find out or whatever you want to talk about concerning Angela Stanton and Stanton. And make sure you like or subscribe this channel, and definitely watch that other interview that the Breakfast Club did with Mr. Dr. Fauci. Then you will be able to decide what side they're on. I am going off and I dropped the mic. Wow. Love you guys. Gotta go. Gotta clean my son's car up. He's got this car and I told him I would detail it for him so it will look real nice when he gets off work. So thanks for tuning in. Amen. And Chris, thank you for being a ride or die. Talk soon, guys.